You have 500 friends and nobody to talk to at 3 a.m. That is not a personal failure, it is a design flaw in the modern world. For most of human history, being alone meant you were probably about to die. Your ancestors did not survive by scrolling alone in a cave. They survived around a fire, shoulder to shoulder, hearing breathing in the dark. Your brain still runs that ancient wiring. Loneliness is not a mood. It is a biological alarm system as real and urgent as hunger or thirst. When it fires, your body enters a state of high alert. Your cortisol rises, your sleep fragments, your immune system shifts into a chronic inflammatory mode, as if you were wounded and alone on a savanna with no one to watch your back. This response saved your ancestors. Today, it is quietly damaging millions. The numbers are staggering. In surveys across dozens of countries, roughly 1 in 3 adults reports feeling lonely regularly. Among young adults, it is closer to 1 in 2. We are the most connected generation in history and also the loneliest. This is not a contradiction. It is a clue. Loneliness is not about how many people are around you. It is about the gap between the connection you have and the connection your brain expects. You can feel alone in a crowd. You can feel alone in a marriage. You can feel alone with 500 notifications. The brain processes social pain in the same regions that process physical pain. When you feel rejected or isolated, your anterior cingulate cortex lights up exactly as if you had burned your hand. Evolution reused the same circuit because, for a social species, exclusion was as dangerous as injury. A lonely brain does not rest, it scans for threat, it misreads neutral faces as hostile, it interprets a friend's silence as rejection. This hypervigilance made sense when isolation meant predators. Now it means your brain turns a quiet Friday night into evidence that nobody cares about you. And here is the cruel twist. Loneliness makes you worse at connecting. The very state that demands social repair also erodes your ability to seek it. You become more anxious, more awkward, more likely to cancel plans. The alarm that should send you toward people instead pushes you away from them. This is the loneliness loop. You feel disconnected, so you withdraw. Withdrawing deepens the disconnection. Your social skills, like unused muscles, begin to atrophy. The physical toll is real and measurable. Chronic loneliness is associated with a 29% increase in heart disease, a 32% increase in stroke, a 50% increase in dementia risk. Researchers have compared the mortality impact to smoking 15 cigarettes a day. Your body does not distinguish between a saber-toothed cat and a silent apartment. The stress response is the same. Elevated cortisol over months and years wears down your cardiovascular system, disrupts your metabolism, and shrinks regions of your brain associated with memory and emotional regulation. If this sounds alarmist, consider a simple thought experiment. Imagine 2 people of the same age, same diet, same exercise habits. One has a rich social life. The other is chronically lonely. Over a decade, the lonely person will age faster at a cellular level. Their telomeres, the protective caps on their chromosomes, will be measurably shorter. Loneliness does not just feel bad, it changes your biology. So how did we get here? The story is not just about smartphones. It is about a cascade of shifts that each made sense individually and together created a loneliness machine. We moved to cities where we do not know our neighbors. We designed suburbs that require driving everywhere, eliminating the casual bumping into people that builds weak ties. We replaced the front porch with the garage door opener. These weak ties, the barista who knows your order or the neighbor you wave to, turn out to be shockingly important for well-being. Then we added screens. A smartphone gives you connection without the friction. It lets you curate exactly what you show. It replaces the messy, boring, unglamorous hanging out that actually builds trust with a stream of highlight reels that make everyone else's life look perfect and yours feel inadequate. Social media is not connection. It is connection-flavored content. Your brain can tell the difference, even if your conscious mind cannot. Seeing a friend's photo triggers a fraction of the oxytocin release that seeing them in person does. You are snacking on social calories and wondering why you are still starving. Remote work accelerated everything. For millions, the office was their primary source of casual social contact. When it vanished, so did the water cooler conversations, the lunch walks, the quick chats that made work feel human. Productivity stayed high. Loneliness climbed quietly in the background. We also restructured family life. More people live alone than at any point in history. In some countries, single-person households are the most common household type. This is not inherently bad. Many people thrive living alone, but it removes a built-in social buffer that previous generations took for granted. The result is a world where you can go days without a single, unstructured conversation with another human being. You can work, eat, shop, and entertain yourself without speaking to anyone. The friction is gone. And friction, it turns out, was holding our social lives together. So what actually helps? The science points to a few clear answers, and none of them involve posting more. First, frequency beats intensity. A 5-minute chat with a neighbor twice a week does more for loneliness than a 2-hour dinner once a month. Your brain cares about the rhythm of connection, not the duration. Second, shared activity beats shared conversation. Doing something side by side, walking, cooking, fixing something, playing a game, creates bonds faster than sitting and talking. This is why sports teams, schweiers, and volunteer groups are loneliness killers. They give you a reason to show up that is not about you. Third, weak ties matter more than you think. You do not need a deep soulmate conversation to feel connected. A genuine exchange with a cashier, a dog walker, or a fellow commuter registers in your brain as social safety. These micro-connections add up. Fourth, helping others is one of the fastest ways out of the loneliness loop. When you feel invisible, showing up for someone else reminds your brain that you exist in a web of mutual reliance. Volunteering, mentoring, even just checking in on an elderly relative, these actions counteract the withdrawal instinct. Fifth, structure your week for unplanned encounters. Join something that meets regularly. Go to the same coffee shop at the same time. Walk the same route. Familiarity breeds connection. The mere exposure effect is real, and it works on humans exactly as it works on everything else your brain learns to trust. There is one more thing the research reveals, and it is perhaps the most hopeful. Loneliness is not a permanent trait. It is a state, and states can change. In longitudinal studies that followed people for decades, the majority of those who reported yours in one wave of the study no longer did in the next. People moved. They found new communities, they aged into different life stages. The loneliness was real, and then it was not. This does not diminish how painful it is in the moment, but it means the door out is not locked. The brain's social wiring is also its salvation. Neuroplasticity, the same mechanism that lets loneliness reinforce itself, can be used to build new pathways. Every time you have a positive social interaction, even a tiny one, your brain rewires slightly toward expecting connection instead of rejection. It is slow, cumulative, and real. None of this is easy when you are deep in the loop. The loneliest moment is the one where you know what would help but cannot make yourself do it. If that is you, the first step is not to fix everything. It is to notice the alarm for what it is. Your brain is not broken. It is doing exactly what it evolved to do. It is screaming for connection in an environment that has engineered connection away. The signal is valid. The wiring is ancient. The world around it just changed faster than evolution could follow. So here is a quiet, radical thought. Maybe the loneliness epidemic is not a sign that you are failing at modern life. Maybe it is a sign that modern life is failing you. And the solution is not more technology or better algorithms. It is remembering that you are a social mammal with a brain that counts the bodies in the room and asks, "Am I safe here?" That question is older than language. It is older than fire. And it still matters more than almost anything else you do today. The good news is that the alarm can be quieted, not by silencing it, but by answering it. One conversation, one shared moment, one reminder that you belong to a species that has always survived together, and always will.